Over a week after suffering sudden cardiac death, former University of Florida fullback Darryl Perry remained in a coma. This energetic father of three was motionless in a hospital bed, silently fighting for his life.
Every day we'd go in, I'd say, open your eyes, stick out your tongue. I saw nothing, and the seizures were eventually brought under control with medication, but he clinically showed no improvement. Then on about day 11, I walked in and said my usual, open your eyes, and he opened them.
I was in the hallway. I'd step out in the hallway, and one of his favorite nurses, Missy, was in there with him. She was in there saying, "Darryl, can you hear me?" And it's as if he nodded his head. And she said, "I'm Missy, can you say Missy?" And he mouthed Missy. And by this time, I'd run over to the other side of his bed. And she said, "Who's that beautiful woman standing on the other side of you?" And he turned over and he looked, and he said, "I know." I was just, he had started opening his eyes, but one of the things I had asked God for was, I really need him to tell me he loves me. Yeah. By then everybody's running in. The nurses, they called for the doctor. So they wanted to know where his cognition was. So they started asking him, how many kids do you have? He remembered the kids, he remembered their names, their ages. And it was just clear that every part of his brain, even though it wasn't functioning at maximum ability, every part, there was something still there. So it's just really a blessing.
Today, Darryl Perry's life is a constant challenge, but he attacks each day with the same vigor he once displayed on the field.
How are you feeling today?
Good.
Good. You're not tired after that long weekend?
No.
Okay, good.
My body does not belong to me. So if God wants to do anything to the body, he can. Let me try.
Oh, okay. Okay. Go ahead. Good. All right.
When he first came home, he was flat on his back. I had to have 5 of his friends here to help lift him out of the car, to put him in the wheelchair, to wheel him in. That's how he came home. And now, the wheelchair got picked up, I don't know, a month and a half ago. He gave up the walker. So every day, I don't see the progress every day because I'm here every day, but I can look back from where he was and see where he is.
You did over 100, my goodness. Yes, you got almost 105 pounds.
Wow.
Good. From 70, yes, from 71 that he was back in October the 20th. Good, excellent.
Typically, before hypothermia, you see most of your improvement after cardiac arrest about 6 months or so. However, he is continuing, weekly he is showing gains and gains and gains. The areas of the brain that are most sensitive to lack of blood flow, the cerebellum for coordination, is still affected. That's why his speech is not as clear as it was before. But he's getting better every day. So we can't predict if he's going to get back to total normalcy, close to normalcy. But even if he gets no better than he is now, it's a dramatic outcome.
This is the first time that I see you before I could see you.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can actually see what I look like now.
It look good.
What I've seen, that's not progress. That's a miracle. He couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, he couldn't breathe. Doctors pronounced him dead. How does this guy come back from not breathing to breathing?
There was no doubt in my mind that it was a miracle. And then to have the physicians, doctors who they study the practical, scientific, medical aspect of things, to have them one by one eventually say it's a miracle was just confirmation of, you know, what it was. It was just a miracle.
This is the most gratifying that I think I've seen in my career practicing urology. The support that he got, it was just nice to see that the family and friends could be that supportive. And he's a very lucky guy, both from the standpoint of recovering from this cardiac arrest and also having supports that he had, because I don't know if he would have gotten that far without the supports he had.
Some things haven't changed. Darryl still keeps a busy schedule. He maintains an active family life, still coaches his son's baseball team, and his positive attitude is still contagious.
You all can do this, okay?
Let's go. Let's go.
And everybody has to hit the ball.
We will.
Okay.
Okay, Coach, go. Hits on three right here on Coach. Hits on three. Real loud. I want the whole neighborhood to hear it here. 1, 2, 3. Go.
He's always in a good mood. He's always joking. Same Darryl, I mean, from the past. So, I mean, it just gives me inspiration.
He's just a living testimony, man, to not giving up. You know, I'm honored to have a friend like that.
Coach, a good game. God bless you, man.
God bless you.
Darryl Perry died, and yet here he stands, living proof that miracles really do happen.
One thing that we realized early on is it's not a story about us.
No.
It's not about us. It's not about Darryl physically having gone through this. It's not about our family physically having to go through this.
Yeah.
So despite the despair and everything else, where there is faith and love and hope, anything's possible.